Welcome to November the 1st. I'll start from 2017, work back to 2013, and take it from there. Don't give up on hope. The High Court interpretation of the Australian Constitution is clearly something those biased and partisan judges thought long and hard about before declaring their knee-jerk reaction. It might be argued their decision was the best one to respect the Constitution as it is written and contain any damage to the Australian Labor Party. It might also be argued that those judges have misinterpreted the Constitution and transferred sovereignty to other nations in a way never intended by the writers of the Constitution. Even so, Turnbull declares he is having fun, and Julie Bishop has said there's no need for an audit. Another Liberal, a Tasmanian Senator, Stephen Parry, has resigned after finding out he has been called British. Things are really serious when a known Tasmanian has dual citizenship. Another unfair thing is fines for speeding, according to ALP Deputy New South Wales Michael Daly. As former roads minister, he increased revenue from those fines. He claimed he had a clean 30-year record when he contested an earned fine recently. In fact, he had 3 known fines for excessive speeding. The issue of revenue from that is highly upsetting for those hit. As a professional driver in the 90s, I never once got fined. However, another driver doing exactly the same as me may have lost their license several times over. Rich, powerful people like Daly can lie to the court and get given reprieves. The issue will not disappear soon. I believe it won't go away before cars are driverless. Maybe we can find drivers for smoking too? Victorian Current Affairs Minister Marlene Carew apologised for telling residents to shut the doors to Irish people during a warning against scammers. People are outraged she shamed Irish people. What about Presbyterians? With all the atrocities committed around the world, why pick on the Irish? A man believed to be Presbyterian has killed many people after driving over them in New York City. The New York City mayor resisted the obvious temptation to denounce the Irish, and the issue was called a lone wolf attack. There are wolves in Ireland? Clearly, Minister was trying to be politically correct or something, just like the New Zealand government, which has plans to accept refugees into New Zealand from the Pacific fleeing climate change. They won't need to prove climate change, which is great for scammers. Another great for scammer moment is the so-called culture around Ayers Rock. The rock was given an airstrip and tourism built around the feature. Anthropologists marketing their research have declared it sacred. Apparently, it is not traditionally climbed, which makes sense as that would be exhausting and pointless for hunter-gatherers. The Enlightenment began in Europe when a lovesick monk, Petrarch, climbed a mountain, Mount Ventoux, and wrote about it. I guess that sacred site must never be visited too, now that we know about the monk and that woman, Laura. It isn't to prop up tourism, but to prop up the mythology of anthropological activism, which is the likely reason behind the move. Special mention must be made of a philosophy professor who bullied a bisexual student for expressing concern that 10 nations around the world kill homosexuals. The student recorded their conversation in which the student was threatened with referral to special counseling and told their entire academic career was in jeopardy. The truth is that student is too smart to have a career as an academic, too independent. That professor is vice-chancellor material and might one day run to be president of the U.S. for Democrats, except that professor did not listen to the student, claiming they did not have time to. The professor relied on a document to ignore the student's defense. Hillary would have done the same as POTUS.